A very warm global namaste to you, Tabitha. Jambo. That's
Jambo
hello in
san.
Swahili. Habari yako and karibuni. Welcome. And I see also Mina Ben Kagram here. Jambo. So
Jambo.
lovely to see both of you.
Thank you.
Global
Thank you, Mina.
Jambo to you, Seema. Nice to see you all the way from Kenya.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wonderful to see you. And you know, whenever I see people from Kenya, Tabitha, Meena, Ben, my heart just explodes and I get bubbles of joy. So thank you both, and thank you, Meena ji, for introducing Tabitha to us here at Healing Our Earth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you know, Tabitha, it's such a pleasure to have you. And I was reading on you and your journey. You started in 1997, huh?
Yes.
And quite a journey you've had in the big boys industry. Tell me all about the challenges that you've had to face.
I started, I'm the co-founder of Kereche Breweries, and the most hard part was to break the monopoly that was there for 80 years. So because of the big company that was there then trying to break that monopoly, I think that's what has been going through a lot of challenges, but we are here happy that we are here. We are here today.
And you've had quite a journey, right?
Yes.
I can imagine, you know, your journey. And what I wanted to ask you, you know, you're a mom of four, okay? And you have this brewery in the Rift Valley, you know, and you have your children with you, and I'm sure you've got the traffic in Nairobi and the traffic in Kenya, and you've got so many things going on. How do you balance your work-life career? This is a question I really needed to ask you because you have done so well. And you know, Summit Lager is found everywhere now, and I believe you've delved into the world of wines as well now.
Yes.
Yes. So that's very entrepreneurial, and of course that's the true Kenyan spirit, as I like to always say. We're very enterprising people. How do you balance your work-life balance? You know, how do you do it?
Because of being a woman and knowing that family comes first. So I try to balance this from the beginning. And I'm happy that I've managed. And every time I tell people is to really try to balance. It's not easy, of course, because if it's men, they don't have that time for the family. The women take care of the family. But you being an entrepreneur, business person, and on the other hand, you're married, you have a husband, you have children to take care of. It's always like you have to work 5 times harder than men. So it is challenging, but at least I can say I've managed to balance the two. And that is the most important part for any entrepreneur, to remember that as you start the journey, always to try and balance the two. Because the result at the end of it, it's fulfilling when you've done both and you've managed to balance at the end of it. Nothing has been left behind. Thank you.
Amazing words of wisdom from you, you know, bring your family first, but, you know, bring it into balance. And as the woman, if you have to balance it, you balance it. The true Kenyan spirit, you know, speaks from you. Now, how do you, in your very busy schedule, Tabitha, how do you stay grounded and how do you take care of yourself? I look at you and you look amazing. You know, how do you do it? How do you take care of yourself? You know, and just stay grounded and, you know,
Yeah.
with busy schedule.
I think it's remaining focused. You remain focused so that you're able also to take care of yourself. And the most important part, I know I was told by the doctor, is just to ensure you do a bit of the exercise and then ensure that you eat well. I mean, you eat a balanced diet. And this balanced diet is not the most expensive. It's about the vegetables and the fruits and a lot of water. And of course, ensuring that you sleep enough. Of course, sleeping enough as a co-founder and having a family and all that, you may end up sleeping only 6 hours. So even up to today, I only sleep 6 hours, but I know the doctor says 8 hours. But the 6 hours, that's what I normally manage to do. But the exercising, and it's not a lot, maybe 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening. I was advised by the doctor from the day one, and ensuring that a lot of vegetables and a lot of fruits and taking a lot of water. and of course, remaining focused so that you're not driven out of your path by many things that will be thrown to you, especially when you're climbing that ladder of the entrepreneurship.
You know, when you speak about the fruits and vegetables, I can't help but get transported back to Nairobi or to Kenya because we have
Yes,
such beautiful produce in our country, the
yes,
freshest, you know, we have the best vegetables, we have the best fruits. And if I'm not mistaken, Nairobi comes from a Maasai term called Enya Karobi, which means land of sweet water or something in that context. Am I right?
yes,
Yes, so Nairobi means land of sweet water. For those of you who didn't know, Nairobi means
yes,
land of sweet water. You
yes,
know,
yes,
now when it comes to your career, you know, and you started quite a few years ago. Did
yes,
you ever imagine, you know, that Keroche breweries would bring you into this huge, great big role? What a great role you have, and what a fantabulous business you and Mr. Karanja have built, you know. And I
yes,
believe you mentor a lot of, you know, the younger children and students in entrepreneurship, and you train them through your foundation. So
yes.
tell me more. Did you ever imagine that you would have this big, huge brewery, you know, with Summit Lager all over Kenya and more and beyond?
I know. Actually, no. Okay, when you're starting, you never imagine where you'll be. But the minute you understand what needs to be done so that you can grow big, that is ensuring that you work with the professional, the right people, you build a team. Because even as I've done that, I'm not a brewer, I'm not an engineer. We have the best brewer in the brewmaster. Actually, among the 10 best brewers in the world, you pick one of them. It's from Keroche Breweries. So when you get the right team, the right people, so you just remain now as a strategic manager, and you lead in that angle. You let people work, and then you manage them well. That is all that you need to do. So the sky now becomes the limit, and then you know whatever you put in place is that something that we compete globally. So meaning your plant, your brands can be put anywhere in the world and they can compete. So meaning you're competing with the big boys. So they will not be look like you're making brands that are of lower standard, but even they are more premium than what was you found in the market. So after doing that, now you continue growing, you continue influencing more people. And then after realizing how you've done it, you also give back to the society. And we started a Keroche Foundation where we give a hand to the upcoming entrepreneurs.
Amazing, you know, and being a woman in the big boys industry, you know, you have to be very brave and very strong and have that true Kenyan entrepreneurial spirit, which we do have in our country. And I take great pride in it now. What was the most, if you're willing to share, the most significant barrier in your career, and how did you grow from it?
Yeah, I've had many, but it's when you get into a business, you are very naive. You don't know the big boys that were in the business and just regarded that market. So you get in, you find that you're being given a lot of smear campaign on your products and all that. You find yourself you're not floor of the house or the parliament being discussed, and you didn't know all this. So to fight that and to get punitive taxation sent to your products and all that. So to fight that, and you're fighting a whole government and a whole multinational, that was amazing. But putting God first and asking God to intervene for you, I think also this has helped me. And then having worked and shown people what I've been doing, working with the people, with the Kenyans, to understand what I've been doing. So they all came again to support me. And so that's why I'm here, is with my God and with the people of Kenya, and of course having the best products. That's what I can say. But there's a lot of challenges actually. If you read about how I've managed, you wonder how can somebody survive in such an environment and in such I mean, to break that monopoly that has been there for 80 years with big boys, with money, and then you just come very innocent, you're a woman, without a background of engineering or brewing, but you put the right team together and we are here where we are. So I'm willing to write a book one of the days so that at least people can learn that it can be done. And not necessarily whether in Africa or in Asia, anywhere we women, we can also do it.
We need that book and we need it fast.
Thank you.
Because it's
I
going to
do.
inspire so many, because you have, I'm sure, in the industry you're in, there would be, I mean, numerous challenges, and you've climbed your mountains.
It's
Climbed
true.
your mountains, and sometimes they've been really, you've needed a lot of hiking gear to climb them, to get on top, but if you were in charge, what would you do to empower women and make their place better in the workplace? I mean, from a woman who's in the boys industry, what would you do as a woman to empower women and make their position better in the workplace?
Okay, it's just to ensure, because women and men have different roles. For you as a woman to understand, as a woman leader, you understand the roles of men and women. If I was in a position, I'd even give women lesser working hours, and ensure that you understand that they'll be having more offs than maybe the men, because to take care of their families and all that. And of course, here in Kenya, we've started to understand that even women need to breastfeed their children when they are in the working place. So we're building rooms that women now can be brought their babies and breastfeed them even when they're working. So those are some of the things that you need to understand, and they are emotional, you take care of them and understand them and listen to them, give them an ear more than the way you'd give a man. Not that we are weak, but I know that there's a lot that you need to help women and work with them and understand them more than you would understand a man.
Well, coming from a woman's perspective, a woman will always understand a woman. I mean, no offense and nothing, but we are mothers, and the Kenyan woman is a very powerful woman. There are many powerful women, and I give them all over the globe, and we celebrate you. We say you're doing so well, but I speak from the Kenyan perspective, of course, because I am Kenyan, and I know that the Kenyan woman has so much on her plate. She has so much on her plate, and the way we manage it, we do work hard. It's a very hard working community, like many other or most communities all over the world. And what is it, the one thing besides exercise and eating the right vegetables and eating the right food, that you do personally for your own inner self, just it could be your connection with God and going to church or meditating or yoga or going for a massage. What is the one thing you feel that you really or just kicking your legs up at home and listening to soft music or having a pint of Summit? What is the one thing you love to do for yourself, Tabitha, that we as women can take inspiration from you?
It is trusting God in everything you do and remaining true to yourself and enjoying every moment with family, his friends. It is if you're married, your husband, and ensuring that you have good friends around yourself. So that's what I can only say. But at least staying true to yourself and trusting God in everything you do and enjoying every moment, especially with your family, your husband and your friends, I think is the best. And being happy, not remaining, never remain negative, just always be a happy person. And the minute you're happy, your home will be happy, your business, your working place, also the environment that you create in there is happy environment. And you're happy. That is the word that I can say, and putting God in everything that you do.
Well, we can really see the happiness in your beautiful smile, Tabitha, indeed. And what I would like to ask you is, you have this foundation, What a beautiful foundation, the Karoche Foundation, where you mentor people for startups and entrepreneurial spirit. How do you how do you advise them to stay motivated for you to have carried this business forward from 1997 to now? You need to constantly be motivated. So what is
Mm,
your message out there, especially for the woman entrepreneur? How can she stay motivated? Life will bring challenges. There will be mountains to climb, you know. There will
mm,
be blocks that come your way. How can she stay motivated to just climb up and be on top of the mountain the way you guys have done it?
mm. It's to think big. It's to think big and to think of how you can build a business beyond yourself. So there will be a lot of work because the minute you reach at a comfort zone, I think that is the minute that you need to get out of that comfort zone. So the minute you remain focused, you're building businesses that beyond yourself, you just end and retire knowing that that business will continue and other people will take up. So there's no day that you remain like, I've reached, nimefika. I'm sure you understand the Kiswahili, that I've reached.
Yeah,
So you'll always be
lazima.
waking up. You always be waking up looking forward to something bigger than where you are. I think that's all that I can say. And I keep on telling them that to think big and build businesses that are beyond themselves. Like the way I've done, the way I've done, meaning maybe think even go Africa, build breweries that are across Africa and all that. So there's no day that you stay there thinking you've reached. You just be moving, Yeah.
Very strong. As Tabitha said, nimefika, for those of you who don't
Yeah.
speak Swahili, means I have reached, and
Mm,
it's in a good way, a powerful way. I have reached with the big I have.
mm,
And
mm,
I can see that you're very confident and you're very resilient, and you've been like this throughout your career from 1997 to now. Your journey has been one of confidence and resiliency. And I know you build that in the team that you mentor, through your foundation. How have you done this so amazingly? Namnagani, how? Mambia, tell me, please.
yeah. I think it's remaining focused. I can just say remaining focused and knowing what you need to be done. By creating that team that will work for you, the team that we work together with, and the right team, and putting people in the right places. It will always, even then, they keep on motivating you. You create a team that will keep on also motivating you and give you the reason even how you need to move forward. So that I can say, and then of course, as I putting God in everything you do and putting people around you, even if they are friends and all that, that will make you happy always. You're enjoying your life because you need to enjoy your life. Even as you're working hard, you need also to get that time to enjoy your life. But remaining focused, that is the main I can say, and being thinking big. That's all that I can put it. I can put it, yeah.
So if you were 25 years old, I'm going to ask you a question. If you were 25 years old, and I've been wanting to ask you this question for a long time,
Mhm.
what would be your advice to yourself?
Come again, what you did?
If you were 25 years old, what
Mhm.
would be your advice to yourself?
Or to myself. Um, I think I've been asked that question. And I remember even when I was 25, because I got my 4 kids in 4 years. There's nothing that I would say that I would have done better than what I've done today. But I only advise the young 25 not to think that they are young, to know that life starts at an early stage. Because if you start at an early stage, you'll achieve your goals when it's too late for you. Like now for me, I know in the next 3 years, maybe I'll be retiring. I'm 57 now, I'll be retiring at 60, so that I get the right CEO and all that. So it will be nice to see your work, what you've put together, continuing when you still have the energy to see if nothing is going on the way you'd want, you can still get back and and do so whatever. So I think that's only I would advise the 25, because you've seen that today they think they're very young. But for me, getting married at 22, at 26, 32, starting the Karanja breweries. So you can see now you have the energy, enough energy to get out of the challenges and all that, and remain focused and still have that energy to even get time to work, to motivate others, to create this foundation and think about you're straight, you're thinking straight, even at that whatever age. Yeah. So I would advise the 25 year. But for me, I think maybe because of the nature of my business, it has really made me like run. And I even say when I was 40, I thought I was 80 because of what I'd managed to do. So that's what I would say.
It's truly incredible what you've managed to do, Tabitha. I mean, you make all us, I have to say it's on behalf of all the Kenyans, she makes us all very, very, very proud. It's so touching. But on that note, Kalpana, who's originally from Mombasa, and she's now in Manchester in the UK, she wants to know, are your products available here in the UK? That was my next question. Are your products available here in the UK?
Not yet, but
Not
that
yet.
is that. Yeah, but in plan, yes, not yet.
Okay, so we will be
Yes,
seeing Summit very soon in the
yeah,
UK.
very
All
soon. Yes,
right,
yes,
wonderful.
yes, yes.
Now, in Kenya, and in many countries all over the world, there's a lot of gender bias
Mm,
with women, and like you
yeah.
said, now in Kenya, we're implementing rooms where women can breastfeed their children.
Mm,
I mean, how can we stop this, or how can we improve the situation? As a powerful woman, as a CEO of a company, we mentor and look after so many people.
mm,
We really need to ask you this question, how can we stop gender bias in the workplace?
yeah, I think it's the men needs to be trained. It's the men needs to be trained to know that women are even better managers than them. And if they are more even empowered, they can help grow the economy of any country. So it's men needs to be trained. I've even seen, I can even give an example of where you see the Maasai's, where young girls are married at a very early age. I was looking at a girl trying to fight that, and I saw her say, the next move now is for her to take these old men and train them to show them how these women, if they are led to grow and they are allowed to release their full potential, what they can be, so that they can understand that they need to support these women to grow. So that's only whatever. But if there's a lot that for us to push and to keep on pushing as women, and the more we push ourselves, the men will continue now knowing they need to give us that respect that we need.
Absolutely. What strong words, and so pertinent, for what we need to do for all societies all over the world to stop gender bias, because this is a huge problem. I would like to delve, did you have a role model or a leadership mentor?
Where I grew, it was a small village, very small village. So we could only think about teachers, being a policeman, that's all. And then even coming out of the village, going to the secondary and all that, it's the same. It was not like today where you could see now today they can see there's a lot, you can see the CNNs and all that. So you are informed. That time we were not really informed with the world and what is happening. But after now growing up, of course, and being in the business, I want also to be among the best entrepreneurs of the world. And we know them. They're in the Forbes, the list, the Forbes, whatever. So I wish one day I'll also be in the Forbes list. So that's what I can say. For now, I know, I've seen them, I read about them, and I know I can reach where they've reached. But at our age, that time we were growing, we really were not really informed like the way it is today. So I didn't have a role model. I've said it many times. Our role models were our teachers, the policemen that we could see there, and our mothers when we were growing up, because we could see the way they took care of us with very rich resources, and they managed to take care of us, educate us, and all that. So and I think that's why we are like hardened, and we are able to take all challenges and manage even our lives. I think that's also hardened us as we were growing up. Yes,
For
thank
all
you.
of those watching from Kenya, our role models, and I couldn't agree more than this with Tabitha, our teachers. Yes,
Mm,
such powerful role models in the schools we grew up in. Our policemen, absolutely, and our mothers. Our
mm,
mothers have been great role models for us, but we're not going to let you go so fast. We're going to ask you now, how do you encourage women not to give up? Aparna, no ways. You can't give up. Keep going. And Alea too. Keep going.
I know, yeah. And yes, and to believe in ourselves, because we'll be discouraged, even when you're starting your business, maybe you don't have a character and you want maybe financing from the bank and all that. So it's only to believe in ourselves and to keep on moving, because we are better managers, may I believe, more than even men, and we can do better than even what men can do. And we've proven it can be done.
And